Superwoman issue 1, which is written and art by Phil Jimenez. And this was a surprise, I think, to everyone. Because, no, I mean, obviously we all hoped it was good. You know, there's no way we're getting into a new comic thinking, oh, well, you know.
Speak for yourself.
No one's making you read Red Hood. You're reading it on your own.
Yeah,
okay?
we dropped that quite happily last issue, and then you insisted that you were going to give it to issue 1.
Yeah.
So
I know.
I will say this was the super book I was looking least forward to, just because we knew next to nothing about it.
I think I was looking
heard...
forward to New Superman a little bit less.
Okay. Well, I had no experience with Phil Jimenez as a writer. I had only seen his art, so I knew the art was going to be fine. I didn't know how the story was going to go. At least New Superman had Yang, and I had enjoyed his Superman run. And,
yeah, so
you know,
let's let me break down why this was a surprise. Other than just the quality being good, right, which is great. So first up, good book.
Art and story, both tops.
But what was surprising about this is the only thing they never really told us about Superwoman was that it was going to be New 52 Lois Lane with powers that she somehow got after New 52 Superman died.
Yep.
And that was pretty much all we knew. And then, so I started reading the book. Oh, Lana's a supporting character. That's cool.
It wasn't even that she was a supporting character. She was narrating.
Well, no, she was, but supporting characters.
Which we've seen though in action though. There were issues that even though they were centered on Superman.
Well, sure, but she was the first narration of the book, which I thought was interesting.
Right. Well,
she is. Someone... Let me get to my point, Connor. So she's there. I'm like, oh, cool. Lana's a supporting character. Excellent, right? And then halfway through the book, they pull the twist on is that she also has powers, and that there's 2 Superwomen. I'm like, holy shit! They kept that close to their chest.
Do you know what's the worst part about it? She's on the freaking cover. With the powers.
But you can't tell it's her though, really, because she's got the red.
No, I know.
Well, see, I didn't get that. I didn't get that cover. I got the.
Oh, did you get the Dodson one?
I got the Dodson. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice cover.
Yeah, which became my phone background. So nice look. So I didn't even know that. But I heard in the real quick, in our comic book group or whatever pop culture group in Mild Fuzz, there was a instant reaction in the thread for comics and spoiler talk that something was going on in Superwoman, and multiple people messaged me saying that I need to read Superwoman first so it does not get spoiled. And so I read this, and I had heard about Lana, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Nice surprise. And her powers, pretty different than Lois's.
Yeah.
Like Lois has the classic Superman powers.
Lois has classic powers, and Lana has, like, electric powers and, like, energy powers, and she can still fly. Yeah, but she doesn't
very
have...
90s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it ties into her electrical engineering, right? Yeah. Which was set up with PAX in Action Comics.
Yeah.
So that's cool, and she talks about that. But even better, that's the electric red Superman costume.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
From Morrison's time at DC in
which I hated Superman wearing, but as a new character with powers, sure.
It's cool, and this it reminds me, we have Action Comics, Superman fighting Doomsday. We have a new Superman in Hong Kong. Now we have Lana and Lois running around with powers. And it's almost like a coming of the Superman for 2016. There's new Superman running around. And the Eradicator's here for some reason.
Yeah, we've got John as well, don't forget that.
And Superboy. So it's crazy how well that they've worked this kind of out.
Yeah, no, they've really built up a line of super books, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But that was only one of the 2 twists, because none of us knew that Lana was going to be in it and had powers. So
right. So I'm thinking that's the twist, and I'm reading the book, going, "Oh, that's cool," but why is everybody losing their minds?
Well, the reason why everyone's losing their minds is because at the end of the book, Lois dies. New 52 Lois gets killed.
After this entire beautifully written through line of Lana talking about how she loses people.
Yeah.
And Lois assures her, "I'll always be there for you." And then this whatever creature, because the main story of this is Lex, in his infinite wisdom, creates one of those helicarriers, basically from Captain America 2, the Winter Soldier.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it flies, but it's huge and
No,
yeah.
but it's the whole purpose that it's made of this new alien metal that he's discovered, and it's top, top defensive and on the Earth. Some creature attacks it, and that's where Lois and Lana, you know, come in to save the day. And whatever one of these creatures was,
Dressed
takes
as Ultra Woman, or not Ultra Woman, sorry, Superwoman.
Superwoman.
Yeah.
It looks a lot
As
like
in,
Superwoman.
as in Earth 3,
Earth
Crime Syndicate,
3.
Superwoman, not our Superwoman. Just to
This is getting
keep
confusing
that
already,
clear.
isn't it?
Yeah. So, who herself is a Lois Lane from Earth 3,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
Right? And then how this, let's just call her Ultra Woman to not,
Yeah, because the reason why I said that is because she
Yeah.
hangs out with Ultraman. That's why I slipped my tongue
Right.
there. But yeah,
So this Ultra Woman, like, gets a hold of Lois and, like, takes her out in a very similar fashion to how New 52 Superman
That's the
died.
thing. It looks even her last dialogue. She says, "Clark, oh God, it all makes sense." It's
well,
like,
yeah, this is exactly what I was going to get to. This is probably the biggest
Yeah.
thing in the issue.
yeah,
For me is this final moment. She has this moment of realization before she dies, and if I'm going to ponder what that means, Clark, now I understand, is that this all goes back to what Mr. Oz said in the Rebirth special. He said to Clark, to original Clark, you and your family aren't what you think you are, or something
Yep.
to that effect. And to me, this is the universe saying, no, New 52 Superman and Superman are the same person. New 52 Lois and original Lois are the same person. And this is the universe course correcting because they're not from an alternate universe, they're from an alternate timeline.
Yep.
And this is the universe, rewriting itself to make sense, so it has to get rid of the doppelgangers. And
But
this
where
is
the doppelgangers come from in the first place?
and where are they going? Because it's the way like she says Clark question mark, like she could see him or he's there
Yeah.
almost.
well, I don't think she's going anywhere per se. I think she's just ceasing to exist because she's really just the
But-
same person as other Lois.
And this is the thing too, is this book that most of us had very low expectations for, right? If we're being honest, has now become like a keystone in what is actually going on with Rebirth. Because it's not just this book didn't have a pop in by Mr. Oz, right?
Yeah.
Like Action does.
Yeah,
No,
action
that-
has that.
Yeah, they didn't have that.
Right.
No.
So this is all that setup of what's actually going on, and I thought it was great in the whole Lana story, which I'm glad. It upset me at first that classic power, Superwoman is gone after all this build up, and we were thinking that it's going to be Lois this whole time, and they bait and switch Lana. But as far as Lana's come in the New 52,
Lana,
she's such a
Lana
great, distinct
undoubtedly,
character.
Lana undoubtedly was the best part of Superman New 52. Like, easily. That
Easily,
entire-
and that's why I love this because it's cherry picking. Like they've taken literally the best thing and then gone, and we don't need the rest now that we're done with that.
Yeah, but the other thing about the book is, though, is that even if they somehow go back in this and New 52 Lois comes back, I actually really liked the way they were written together. They had a good dynamic. They made me care about New 52 Lois in this issue more than I'd ever cared about her in the
Yeah.
entirety
Oh,
of the
totally.
New 52.
And they remind you that she's like, well, this isn't the first time I had superpowers, which reminded me of the bullshit Scott Liddell run with Brainiac and all that horse shit. Sorry, our expletives is going up, but that run really upset me. But yeah, and just the little call outs of Superwoman's costume looking like Lois's costume from All Star Superman, where she gets powers for a day and is the Superwoman.
Speaking of callbacks to things, there was a wonderful little reference to the movie in this.
It's great,
That's
isn't it?
the original Superman movie from '78, when Lois grabs a jet fighter that's got pilots on board, And she's like, "Don't worry, I've got you." And they say, "You've got us. Who's got you?" Which, if you remember the movie, you'll remember that line.
It made me smile when I read that.
Yeah, it made me smile too. It was a nice touch, especially since someone's saying it to Lois.
Yeah.
It just adds an extra tinge of like irony to it.
Yeah, it does.
Which is really cool. No, I thought this was a really fun issue. The action was good when they were like dealing with all the planes and the boat almost crashing at the bridge, and them doing their back-to-back thing to stop
so cool.
stop the boat hitting the bridge. It really did a good job of making me care about New 52 Lois. It did a great job of bringing Lana back and reminding me why I liked her in the New 52 in the first place. Gave me 2 big twists. One that was like, oh great, this is actually a Lana book, excellent. And then it also gave me the, oh shit, they're killing Lois. So, because obviously once they revealed there was 2 Superwomen, I'm like, well, why is the book not called Superwoman then, rather than Superman?
One of them is not going to end up so well.
Yeah, but
you know,
but the Superwoman that we thought we were getting is actually the wrong one, and I'm not even remotely upset about it because I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good switcheroo. Like they played us really well.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the thing. Matt just said he was a little bit disappointed that you don't get to see more of the classic powers.
Yeah.
And that's great, but we got Supergirl for that. This is something completely different, which is more interesting.
Supergirl, Superman, Superboy. There's tons of people.
Well, yeah, I meant just as like a female one.
Right. I'm just saying, as I'm reading it, because that's the goods that was sold was Lois Lane with Superman's powers, right? And so initially, I'm just like, oh well, but wait, she's got electric powers, so that makes her completely distinct.
Yeah.
And on her own. So
and if you're somehow pissed that they killed Lois, they didn't really. The real Lois is still running around. She's there. She's on the farm. She's, married to Superman, and we already know from the solicits that soon in Action Comics she's going to be going back to the Daily Planet. We're going to have Lois Lane be Lois Lane. Like,
it's going to be good.
It's all working out. So
there's a Clark Kent running around with no powers somehow. And so that
one's a bit weird though. We don't really know where that fits into all this.
We'll get to
that's what I'm saying. So that means if he's still working at the Daily Planet and old 52 Lois, or original Lois, goes to the Daily Planet, they already have a Lois and Clark. That leaves Clark to be stay-at-home dad with John and keep a low profile. So this is more interesting than Superman's been in years. So
this was not hard though, was it?
No, it wasn't. And we're getting more with Supergirl next week. And that's going to, I think, be its own distinct thing, because she's a national city, like on the TV show. Yeah. So they're not all going to be crammed in Metropolis, which I always thought you could do that in Gotham, because they're not superpowered for the most part. So it takes a little bit more. But when you have, 6 Superman-level people all patrolling Metropolis, then they're kind of redundant.
Yeah.
So,
Superwoman issue 1 was great. Like, it was really great. Like, I put the iPad down after I read it. I was like, huh.
It was just so much better than expected.
That was really fucking good. Like, seriously. Come on. Like, that was easily the best surprise so far, Rebirth.
Yep. I think it might be my favorite of the initial books, like the number ones. Because it wasn't a Rebirth, and I thought it was, but it's a number 1. But it still stands strong out the start. It sets up the story. And I'm intrigued.
No, really great stuff. Really, really like Superwoman issue 1. So, I'm just kind of upset. It's a monthly now.
Yeah.
They keep doing this. Every time there's a monthly one, you go, oh, it's alright, there's plenty of others. Then you read it and you go, damn it, I want it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but with the same person doing both the art and the writing, it makes sense that it has to at least be once a month.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm wondering how many he's got in the hopper, because I don't think it's that sustainable to do art and writing for, let's say a year straight of 12 issues.
No, there's probably a guest at some point.
I imagine there'll be a guest at some point. And obviously he's not working on anything else. I mean, if he's doing art and writing in the same book, that's all he's going to be working on. So, but no, really, really good. So that's Superwoman issue 1.